Hello and welcome to the video. If you are a regular viewer of the channel, you will know that this thing is my KTM Super Adventure S. It's the 2021 model, same as the 2022, 2023 and probably 2024 model as well. And this is the stock KTM screen, which from factory, as most stock screens that come on adventure bikes are, is pretty average. Which is a nice way of saying it's pretty crap. How a screen works for you is very, very individual. It will matter your height, the helmet you're wearing, the way you sit on the bike, if the seat is in the high or the low position, if you've got it here or here, all of those kinds of things can make a huge difference in how it actually works for you. For the record, I am 5'9", which is 175.5 centimeters probably, or something along those lines. I wear an Arai Tour X4. My seat is the KTM heated ergo seat. It's in the lower position of the two. Yeah, I sit on the bike like a normal person, not like a complete weirdo. In about the first 2 or 3 weeks of owning the bike, I added this thing, which is a Puig P-U-I-G extender, a Stanley Me Max. It is 4 inches or just over 10 centimeters in height, and 13 inches or 33 centimeters wide. Up to now, this thing has been brilliant. I can ride along at definitely 70 miles an hour with my visor open, barely any wind in my face. However, I can't deny having a clip-on screen looks a little bit, not necessarily ugly per se, but it doesn't look as clean as just having a stock screen. Let's be honest. I've always kept one eye out on the market for a screen that I think looks really clean and really neat. Up to this point, I haven't found one that I really like. I think Puig make a screen for this. It's not bad, it's probably the best looking one of the ones I've found so far. There's a bit of a bulge here and it looks a little bit odd. I couldn't bring myself to part with the money when I still wasn't entirely sure that I liked it. There are things like the MRA screen, and there's one that's just very blocky. I can't remember which one that is, but there's one that's very blocky. It's meant to be really good, but it's horrendously ugly. Don't kick off, it's just personal opinion. I'm sorry, all right? What I'm gonna do just for measurement's sake is I'm gonna measure from the base of the radar down here to the top of the screen and then to the top of this deflector. Now these deflectors are not meant to be a screen extender, they're meant to diffuse the air. This is obviously not quite accurate because it's a curved shape on the front of the Super Adventure. Around 28, 29 inches or 74 centimeters to the bottom and the top of the screen, that's in the high position. Around 30 and a half inches, which is around 77, 78 centimeters to the top of where I've got this set to. In the lowest position of the screen, around 26 and a half inches or 67-ish centimeters. The reason I'm wanting to replace this screen is for 2 reasons. You may not be able to see this, but over the years of cleaning and just general scrubbing and all sorts of stuff, there's a load of very, very fine scratches and haziness in this screen. It just makes it a little bit more of a pain in the backside when you're filtering and when you're trying to look through the screen. It also definitely detracts from the look of the bike when it's clean. It just doesn't look as nice. And the main reason I've actually wanted to replace this now, it's got a little crack in it, but I assume it's because I've over tightened the clamps on here and just over the years it's eventually snapped. Thanks to a lovely guy called Mike who frequents BikeStop when I'm there, he finally showed me the light, well, or what at least I'm hoping is the light. WRS. So this is a WRS screen for the Super Adventure. It's a very, very similar shape to the stock screen. It's not too big, it's not too bulky. It's got a lip. The wind is going to go up and hopefully over the helmet. I went for the Armoured version, which is the bigger one. There's 2 versions. There's one that's a little bit bigger than the stock screen. And I just thought, well, if I'm going to do it, I may as well get the one that's bigger, right? Height-wise, it's just a little bit taller than my clip-on. So I'm trying to hold these relatively at the same height. A much wider screen. I don't have my screen in the highest position. I bring it down a little bit. So it's this part, which is the bit that's stopping the buffeting on the side of my head. I bought this screen directly from WRS and it cost me, I think it was £116, including delivery. Already it looks stock, which is really nice. It's very clear, as you'd expect from a brand new screen. Let's measure. Please do not scratch the screen, Sam. So in the low position, it's 29.5 inches from here to the bottom of the radar, which is around 75 centimeters. And then in the high position, that is 31.5 inches, which is 80 centimeters pretty much. Something I always find with big screens is you get a lot of movement. This doesn't seem to have any flex in it, but we will find out if it does or not. Sitting on the bike, as before, I'm still 5'9". It actually seems to lean towards me quite a bit, which I don't know whether that would be a good thing or a bad thing, but it definitely feels closer than the stock one did. I am looking over the top of it, only just. My eyesight is like here, so maybe an inch above the screen. In the high position, I'm definitely looking through the screen. My vision is about 1.5 to 2 inches, or like, what, 4 centimeters underneath the top of the screen. Enough of that, let's get on the road and I'll see what it's like. Good evening, everybody. Hope you're doing very well. There's no one around. Listen to how quiet it is. I'm out on this beautiful day. I've got my mesh Halvarssons Arvika jacket on, my Flon gloves, I have the Super Adventure, and I'm riding like a complete and utter sensible person. Since the part of video that you've just watched, I've had this screen on for probably about a month. To be fair, it's actually probably been closer to 2 months because I fitted this before I moved house. You would have seen it was in the old garage. My new commute is about 80 miles each way into London, so I've had loads of time on the motorway, sat at decent speeds and all sorts of stuff. You're on a motorbike, so you're obviously never going to be in a position where you feel like you're sitting in a car. It's just never ever going to be that calm. But riding along with this, I have very little wind in my face. It's definitely better than the little clip-on that I had before. I had to back and forth to get it to be the right height. I have to say I do like having these cutouts because when it's raining and you've got all rain all over your visor, you can just tilt your head to the side and you get a bit of a blast of... not a blast, but a bit more wind come through, meaning that you can clear your visor, which is really nice. Right, I'm bored of standing here and I'm getting warm because it is very warm. Let's get on the road and I'll show you what I mean. Gloves. Flon. Bike connected. I really like these actually. Super lightweight. I mean, this jacket is just exquisite. Okay, I'll stop being a twat now. Oh, that breeze through the jacket is delightful. How hot is it? It's nearly 5 PM in the UK and it's 27 degrees. About bloody time. Brucey. National! An indicated 64 miles an hour, and I've got no wind in my face at all. At all. So the screen is 4 clicks down. So it's not even in the high position. Be careful waiting for these cars to go past, because it looks like I'm doing a very questionable salute from many decades ago. But the wind is hitting me just there. That's where the wind is, just above my helmet. And again, I've got 4 clicks that I can go up higher if I really want to. There's no wind in my face. Like, I've got my eyes open. Nowhere, anywhere I sit here, I've got my eyes open. And if I wanted to and I've got my visor down and it's raining, I could just do that. And I've got a little bit of wind in my face, but still not a lot. Sorry. The thing that is really nice is that it's a cleaner vision for me. I had 2 very faded plastics in front of me, which it just made it so much worse to look through. Even when this becomes scratched and faded and all sorts of stuff, I'm still going to be in a position where I'm only looking through 1 screen, I'm not looking through 2. It works a treat. It works an absolute treat. Pigeon. Go on, Pidge. Move out the way. If it continues to be like this kind of weather, I will probably swap to my Adventure R screen, which is the really stubby short thing. But that's only because then I'm getting full blast of wind, but then that is crap for the motorways. This is still a very clear screen and it's filthy at the moment. Absolutely filthy. It feels like I've got a gentle fan on the other side of the room, and I'm just, every now and again I'm getting a little bit of a, ooh, my hair tickled.
then that's it. I wonder if I could do a test actually. If I stand up, you'll hear on the microphone, hopefully, what it will sound like at this speed if wind was in my face. Like there's so much wind. And then you sit back down, you're in calm. Overall, for 100 and something quid, I think that's done pretty bloody well. So I'm very happy about that. So thank you very, very much for joining me. And I'll see you guys in next week's video. I don't actually know what's going to be. It might even be the Taffy Dakar. I don't know whether I've put that video out yet. What a life to live, not knowing what I'm putting up next week. Keeping you guys on the edge. I'm edging you guys. I told you I was going to ride like a sensible person. Big tree. I might message WRS before this video goes up to see if there's anything they can do in way of a discount code or something. Because it would be quite nice, but I highly, highly doubt they're going to say yes. If I manage to get one, I'll put it at the end of the video because then the people that have stayed to the end of the video get the benefit of a discount code and the other people that clicked off don't get that. Right, I'm going to go before I incriminate myself. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next week, bye!